both super fast and beautifully engineered. The Bugatti Type 35 was the dominant racing machine of the late 1920s. This supercharged, straight-eight two-seater Grand Prix machine was designer Ettore's masterpiece. Very few great racing cars match the remarkable original condition of the Type 35C chassis 4871, known as the Red Bug. This remarkable car is fantastic to drive, with terrific acceleration, lightning gear change, and superb handling, but still retaining its precious originality. Chassis 4871 is rightly regarded by marque connoisseurs as the most original surviving Grand Prix Bugatti and would be the star of any collection.
This amazing red bug inspired me to modify and improve the Bugatti Type 59, 1/16 scale model from Bburago that I had. Not so much at the level of the great amalgam Type 59 1:8 scale model, costing only €25,000, but just a level higher than the Bburago kit. The beginning was this toy-like bright blue Bugatti. And after dismantling it turned out that only the body and the steering axle were made of metal, the rest was made of plastic. The fenders and lights are not used. All small parts have been removed and collected in a container. The first step was to strengthen the steering mechanism. There was too much play in the plastic mounting. A bolt, plate and nut were sufficient. A grille was made to protect the radiator and also the first leather straps for the hood. The metal body is rubbed with paint stripper, and after a while all the paint is removed with a stiff toothbrush. Then wash the bare body very well with soap and water and sand with a plastic scouring pad. This leaves very few scratches in the metal and makes all cast iron a bit smoother. I used a Dremel cutting disc to cut the number plate from the front of the chassis and pliers to remove it with a little movement. The heat shield, dashboard, steering and top of the engine are already being painted in metallic paint. The paint is a regular enamel paint for plastic models. The old holes in the rubber belts are closed with sealant and sanded, as the Bugatti has double belts at the front and rear of the bonnets. Holes for the new miniature screws have been drilled. The underside of the car was mounted, the bolt of the steering mechanism was removed, and the texts of Bburago, scale and type of car were removed from the rear floorboard. The next step is painting the exhaust, weathering the radiator and engine with floor plate. The inside of the hoods remain bare metal, so they are covered with masking tape. It is time for primer, and no disturbing problems can be seen. The damage in the floor tile is not a problem, realistic even. To achieve the correct weathering and the look of the real red bug Type 35C, a layer of matte black is first sprayed. The chassis gets some more color and weathering. The sofa is covered with a thin layer of leather, feels good and contours come through well. The engine gets details such as pipes, grille and spark plug cables. The exhaust and other parts are added and made to fit. Cables routed to the magneto. The wheels have been adjusted and weathered, the difference is clearly visible on the middle wheel. The brakes and chassis have been adjusted and assembled again, ready to receive the bodywork. Time for paint. The body gets the first layer of red, a deep red color as a good basis for the end goal. After drying, remove the gloss from the paint with a sanding sponge, the pop rivets and external fine parts will come out beautifully. The next step is weathering, with an enamel black ammo wash and many damage spots in the paint. The steering wheel of the original model was slightly too small in proportion, so a new, old steering wheel was made and primed. The base of the old steering wheel is used for attachment to the steering axle. Made all kinds of small parts, such as a starter crank, and painted other parts. The grille that protected the radiator used to be made of a finer mesh, but the red bug has a coarse grille, which suits the look better. The front brake drums get a matching color. The complete exhaust fits the engine. The end is made of aluminum for a realistic feeling. The engine is fitted and placed on the chassis. The belts, windshield, and radiator are mounted on the bodywork, after which it is mounted on the chassis. A protection plate and radiator protection are mounted. The leather sofa is placed. Various parts are placed, like brake levers, transmission handle, and some more lighter red paint is also painted on the body to simulate more patina. The mirrors really reflect, thanks to a good reflective foil. The end result is a big difference with the starting point of the 1/16 scale Bburago Type 59C. A faded competition number 28 makes this red bug, a good mix of the amalgam Type 59 and the legendary Type 35C red bug from 1928, recently auctioned for almost £4 million. In addition to the red bug, here is also a blue variant Type 59, with similar adjustments to the original set.